Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Movie Screeners Club podcast. I'm your host, Sophia Falk. The Movie Screeners Club is brought to you by Designing Hollywood Productions in association with Gardena Cinema. If you want to win the chance to have your short film screened in a huge cinema and the opportunity to be interviewed on our podcast, please submit your short film today to moviescreenersclub@gmail.com.
I don't want to be found. No, just kidding.
You have people coming after you?
No, I don't want to leave a footprint anywhere. But it's unavoidable.
Off the grid.
Once you make a film, it's unavoidable.
Exactly.
I just want to say I watched your first episode. I loved it.
Dead for a Living?
So funny. I love
yeah?
movies. That was really, I mean, the acting was all great. It was great. Those were your parents in it, right?
They were.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
good. They were good.
Yeah, they were the only people that said yes.
They were funny, and then I love documentaries. I just love them. My whole life.
Know. I've always wanted to make one, so it was just so much fun.
It's really well written. It's
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. All right, let's get started.
I'm Jennifer Kim. I'm a writer, producer of Korean American Witches Society, and that is a 13-minute short about two Korean American girls in Appalachia, and one of their fathers has cancer, and then the other girl, she's the granddaughter of a Korean shaman. So they're trying to shrink his tumor. That's the main goal of but it's couched in a bigger storyline where they are assigned in school to make a project about how Koreans celebrate Halloween. Mm-hmm. But there's nothing there. There is actually nothing. So then the girls have to make something up, and so they create a spell, and and then that causes a ripple effect of things.
And then there's an act 2 and an act 3.
Yes, next when it continues.
So what inspired you to come up with a story like that?
Oh yeah, you know what? It's like a mishmash of like various intersections of my life. I actually had a Korean American Witches Society when I was in college. It was a 2-person feminist club. Feminist activist club with two Korean American members. And it was like my friend Elisa Kang, who's actually a union activist now. And it was just something we set up one night, really late at night. We were at summer activist training camp. And we just got kind of what's it called? Slap happy, right? And we made this thing, Korean American Witches Association, KAWA. And we made poster. It's really funny. It's on my Instagram, the poster that we made. And then I think we posted at UCLA, but it was really just for us, celebrate our friendship.
Yeah.
So I had that, and then I was talking to somebody about it, and she was like, "Oh, you got to make that into a story, a film, whatever, a show." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I really like the Wonder Years. So then I dropped everyone ages down to 12 around there. Actually, junior high was like my best years in school. So I dropped everyone down to there, and then set in Appalachia because that's where I grew up. And then I had a really sick father when I was growing up too, so I put that in there as well. And I think overall, like when I look back on it, when you write something and then when you look back, you're like, oh, that was the theme, right? And so the theme here, I believe, is like childhood anxiety, just dealing with anxiety and how magic and friendship can, help transcend that type of thing.
That maybe during childhood, all this magic feels really real.
Yeah,
because you're so anxious and it heightens everything.
Yeah, and if you have immigrant parents who maybe the language isn't really there, you need another outlet.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you produced the film as well. Did you find any like hiccups along the way, like while you were making it? Were there any issues that you didn't kind of foresee?
Oh yeah. Well, I produced it with Meta Jaishankar, who's experienced executive producer, and then the director was really hands-on as well. And then we had 2 co-producers, Sylvia and Jarek, and associate producer Paul Sand, who was really great. So there was a team, but our pre-production was really short because we weren't. We were originally just going to go out there with our iPhones and like shoot a scene in the woods, just as a kind of an exercise to make. Because me and the director Michael Yip, who's extremely talented, we had just been rejected from fellowship
Hmm.
Oh, and so I have the text. We're like, screw this. Let's make our own thing. Let's go out there. Who's got the simple script? Who can do this? And I was like, I got a scene, Two Girls in the Woods. And so we were just, okay, we're like, yeah, let's do it. And then somehow we just kept adding more people. And then it became this like actual production.
Hmm.
It ended up with like 39 people on the team.
Wow.
I mean, from different
Mhm.
departments and stuff, not all at the same time. But and we got really lucky. So I would say that the stars aligned in the pre-production for
Mhm.
sure. Like a month and a half. It was a 2-day shoot in Altadena, which is right in my backyard.
Mhm.
And also the main like team all live in Altadena. So
Mhm.
it was like it was very, you can't get better than that. You just go to your backyard and you shoot. But yeah, so pre-production was really great. It was weird. All my friends were like, "Oh my God, everything's just falling into place for you." And I'm like, "It is. It like because it was right before the strike. It was right before the writer's strike.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, so production was kind of slow.
Hmm.
And yeah, so everybody was free. We had a professional DP, a professional production designer, a professional editor. We even had previs. I mean, I didn't even know what that was. And he was free. Kaylin Ray, he was great. Sylvia Ray's editor, co-producer. And yeah, they made it into like they elevated it into like a real production. This was my first scripted narrative short. I had made stuff before, but I was more news and documentary and children's programming, so it's not story. So no, where it got tricky was post production. That's where it got really, because I can go on and on and on, and that's where it got a lot
Hmm.
of like a lot of.
From what? From editing, from special effects? What was the biggest challenge?
I think because it just took so long. Like
Yeah.
there's just I can just 'cause everybody on our team worked pro bono,
Mhm.
so to you know work around people's schedules and stuff, and then all of this was. I mean, I'm a writer, so post production gets really technical and stuff. So that's luckily the director and the DP and the editor, they all were really very, very talented, so they could do a lot of that stuff. But
Yeah.
it just took a long time. And then preparing for festivals is also
Mhm.
new and exciting, and but takes a while if you don't, I'm just getting up to speed on doing all these things and figuring out, I guess, film freeway, all that stuff. Yeah, it was I'm sorry dragging on. It was like therapy right now, but it was a great process. It was
And
great.
how does that make you feel?
I'm,
So
I'm relieved.
you've seen the film from the start to the end.
Yes.
How has that kind of made you think about filmmaking in general, but this film in particular? Has it kind of become your baby? Are you like, I need to see it through college?
Yeah, we got to go past that. We're gonna go to adulthood, to series, to feature. Where yes, it is pretty much like your child. I
Mhm.
mean, there are a lot of people involved. It takes the village, that's for sure. I mean, it really was a massive collaboration. I was really uh just really surprised and delighted by that. Everybody brought a piece of themselves to this.
Mhm.
And I'm used to just seeing my writing on a page, you know what I mean? Just
Right.
words. I used to be a journalist. I used to be I write personal essays. So I'm used to existing on the page, right?
Yeah.
So everybody brought their magic and just elevated that thing. Like I was like, wow, look what you guys made. This is awesome. You made it really beautiful. Our director used to be a fashion designer.
Hmm.
So, and yeah, he all along kept saying, this is, I can guarantee this is going to look beautiful. But it also is very touching. And, he brought a lot of his personal experience as well. And then the production designer, she did a tremendous amount of research in Korean indigenous, like Mudang shamanism stuff. And
Wow.
she brought, yeah, and then she was able to translate it through a 12-year-old girl's lens, like
Huh.
and just make this beautiful tree with ribbons on it and lights, and then the DP, that was Cat Wilson, and the DP Jesse Wine. We grew up like in a similar area, and
Mhm.
he's Korean American and I'm Korean American, and for two Korean Americans to grow up in Appalachia, like Appalachia's huge, right? But different. He didn't really grow up there. He has family there, but he understood the vibe, and so that's what's crazy is
Yeah, what are the odds?
yeah, what are the odds? Because I grew up as the only Korean in town, Asian in town with my sister in school. And so it's a very isolating experience. But it's also kind of funny. So I try to put that in the film. But yeah, so it is an overall really lovely experience to see. And I think it's better to watch it on the big screen, because if you watch it on a small screen, I think people take it a little bit more seriously than it, because it sounds kind of sad, but it's not. It's whimsically sad. Magically sad. But when we world premiered at Dances with Films, and that was at the TCL Chinese Theater, and
Wow.
it was the most laughter I heard.
Wow.
I was like, oh my God, this, because there were people in the audience, I think, who got the nuances and everything, and they were laughing. And then I think it gave everybody else permission to laugh too, because we have screened it at, at someone's house, and everyone was like dead quiet. except for some of the Korean people there. They were like, they got all the little jokes and stuff, but a bigger audience of all ethnicities, I thought they really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, people feed off of each other's energy.
Yes, it was great. I think maybe even before us, maybe there was a lighter film before us too, but it just went. I was like, oh my God, you guys are laughing. This is great, because I'm not like a totally serious person, and so to have my film being taken dead serious is kind of like a little concerning to me. But yeah, so it went well.
That's awesome. So one final question before I let you go: why should people come see your film on August 15th?
If you would like a whimsically sad experience, exploring like a Korean American fusion shamanism 80s vibe, I think you'd enjoy it. It's especially if you remember your childhood. Who doesn't? But I think I really tapped into the pure essence of childhood. I think people should come and experience this with my two little characters. Oh, here, this is our that's another fun thing we had. We made a lot of swag, which was fun. This is our tarot card. That's our QR code in the middle.
Oh, that's awesome.
So if you come, you could also join. Is this it? The Korean American Witches Society. It's a membership card. If you put your name here, you're a life member. We'll take your picture and put you on Instagram under our
that's so cool.
You can get one of these. This is the fortune teller fish. I don't know if you remember these. That's what
I have.
These will be at the screening. We also made custom M&Ms that say their film title on it, but yeah,
Most
so
the budget went to the swag, I can say.
That was kind of crazy, but we got some good discounts on stuff. But yeah,
that's awesome.
All our fundraising, actually, most of it happened after the film was made.
Wow. I feel like I've never heard of that. It's kind of like paying you back. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, we had to pay for everyone's comp tickets, and our budget was like only $3,000 because everybody worked pro bono, and all the equipment was donated, and but then afterwards when we got into a festival, we're like, oh my God, we're gonna have to pay for everybody to come, and so then we kicked it in overdrive on the marketing.
Are you a marketing specialist?
Now I am. No, I mean, we have a merch store too. If I don't know if you're gonna put our link in the thing, but if you guys buy some merch off of it, spend $15, I'll put you into our raffle, which has great writer and entertainment related prizes in it. But yeah, no, seriously, we'll bring our swag, so you guys should come out. Now you'll like it. It's a beautiful film. It really is. It's very touching.
I'm so excited to see it on the big screen.
Oh
August 15th, Gardena Cinema. Please come see Korean American Witches Society. Sounds like it's magically sad and fun.
Yes. It's I welcome you all to come, and I can't wait to see you guys. And I'm thank you for having us. I'm really excited. Also, because I'm Korean, and Gardena Cinema is owned by Korean family, so I'm like,
it's a whole Korean affair.
Another thing aligning. I was like, this is exciting.
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. I love talking to you.
Yeah, thank you, Sophia. Okay.
I'll meet you in person August 15th.
Yes, for sure. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
The Movie Screeners Club is produced by Designing Hollywood Productions in association with Gardena Cinema. If you want to win the chance to have your short film screened in a huge cinema and the opportunity to be interviewed on our podcast, please submit your short film today to moviescreenersclub@gmail.com. This episode was sponsored by Smoke Break Productions, addictively entertaining.